Alright. That was weird. So we're continuing. Trying to finish out the decks tonight. I wanted to do something really different. Just briefly. I want to talk about how to make loads of money in Shin Pokemon Red. Or Shin Pokemon, I guess. So we're going to go to Fuchsia. And we're going to go to Safari Zone. And we're going to catch us some dudes. There's a couple I need to go get anyway here, so. 2 birds, 1 stone. I think it's a Poliwhirl or Poliwag. And one other one. I forget which one. Execute? No. No. Kangaskhan, that was the other one. Okay. Hopefully I have a box open that's just got space, I don't remember. So all we're going to do is catch as many dudes as we can. That's the first step. I'm not really sure if JoJo did anything to the mechanics of the Safari Zone, whether or not they're actually functional. I've just been throwing balls. Oh, we need that. Let's try some bait. Hey! Cool. So we're not going to sell that one. Because we actually needed that. Now maybe we can get a Kangaskhan. We should probably be focusing on more rare mans than Cavenonat. We're probably not going to catch many of those. Like this shit. It's a waste of time. I have to talk to JoJo. There's so on the Pokedex, it will show you that a Pokemon's located in the Safari Zone, but it won't tell you in which area. So maybe there's a way you can kind of put something in the Pokedex for that. That would be nice. So I hope everybody's ready for the eclipse tomorrow. Lord knows what's going to happen. It's going to be really cool. I'm actually in an area where you can look at me in totality for a few minutes, which is going to be cool. I hope nothing spooky happens. Like this Hitmonchan. That sure would be unfortunate. Something really cool tonight. I was playing Fire Red before I fired the stream up, and actually kind of shiny wheezing. So I was very excited about that. I was playing it on the actual cartridge, not in an emulator too. So I don't know. I guess I actually have to shell out for a Gen 4 DS cartridge now, so I can transfer these guys up. Damn. Looking for King's Con. Stupidly low encounter rates. At least I'm assuming it's the same encounter rate. This could be randomized into like something else that's normally here. I don't know. Could be in the water. Again, we just don't know. Alright. So we filled our box. How do we leave? I thought there was a way to exit early. Fuck, man. Oh wait, I already had one. I remember getting a picture. Okay. Now we're gonna fly to Celadon. We're gonna pull out all our mans. So, okay, so we got a Firo, two Firos, two Hitmonchans, a Raichu, and a Sandslash that we can sell. So here's one thing I wanted to experiment with. So we're gonna take these guys out for right now. We'll talk to our gentleman friend who will be buying these off us. Which is this guy right down here. This fella. Yeah, this guy will go ahead and buy our Pokemon off us. Now, what Jojo said is that I think he said money is dependent on level, DVs, and one other factor. So we can check the DVs of a Pokemon right here. I think I did that right. No. So there's the IVs. And here we see we have no DVs, right? Because we just caught these guys. You can check that by holding down select and then selecting stats. Right? So yeah. You can see no DVs, no stat experience yet. And then we can have ducks here. You can see does have stat experience. Right. because we've been using it for. So let's see what he's going to give us for our mans. So Furo is 22,000. Hitmonchan is 19,000. Raichu's 21,000. And Sandslash was 20,000. Now, we're not quite done, right? Because we just got a bunch of money. But we can make even more money if we wanted to, right? Now, the thing we can do is go to the department store. So there's two ways of getting stat experience or DVs on our Pokemon. There's the old-fashioned way of making them fight things. And then there is the other way, which is using drugs. Performance-enhancing drugs. I believe is this guy. Yes. Okay. So each of these will increase the DVs of the Pokemon by, I think it's 2560. Each of these will increase by 2560. You can use up to 10. And you can already see, so by 25,000, that's the cutoff on the DVs. After that, we can't give them any more, right? So let's just see with what we have here, if that'll increase the payout and make it worth it. I think 9 is a safe bet. Okay, so let's go ahead and use those on. We need other guys first. This part's a bit of an experiment. What we're gonna see is if buying those proteins will actually improve the DVs enough to give us a massive payout sufficient to actually sufficiently give us, a good payout. Okay, so we're gonna spike out this Furo we got. Okay. Now if we look at its DVs, you can see it's got 23,000 attacks, stat experience, and 76,000. So let's go check it out and see if that's actually going to give us a higher boost in payout. Or we may have just wasted that money. We'll see. No, it doesn't. Yeah, and the lower evolved ones give us a much lower payout. Okay. So ultimately we broke even, if not a little more. But that's because we sank a whole bunch into the vitamins that didn't actually do anything to help us. That plan was a bust. So anyway, that's just a quick way of making a lot of money, and you might be wondering, what do I need the money for? Besides drugs. We've got this additional clerk down here who shows up after you beat the Elite Four, and you can buy Master Balls, Max Revives, Rare Candies, Moonstones, and then the Fossils, and the Experience Hall. I've actually got an extra one. I bought one too many, so I'll just throw that back to him. And it doesn't actually stack, unfortunately. It would be nice if it did, but I don't think there's any room in the equation. Okay. So, with that done, let's go ahead and go involve that Poliwag. Oh shoot, I just realized I could have bought a Firestone evolved. Evolved the Vulpix. Oh well. Right. Oh, and there's also all of the TMs that you can buy again too. That's another thing that you can do. Okay, so one kind of sticking point I've been thinking about lately is the whole idea of having 6 slots in your team. And it's very much a contention point between fluff and crunch, you know. Fluff-wise, characters in a Pokemon series or franchise, they don't have 6 Pokemon on them at all times, you know. There'll be maybe 3 or 4 memorable ones. You know, that may be just to keep production costs down or not make it too hard on the audience to keep track of who's what, right? And I think we're just going to slow down. You get into the crunch though, and it becomes really, really hard to justify not using 6 because 6 is just so easy to use, you know? The only thing I can really think of to not use 6 at any point in time is when you're going through the pacing of the game, if you're not hitting everything and if you're not attacking or you're not fighting every single trainer, and you're using 6 guys or even more because you're swapping out what you get, you're liable to end up very underleveled by the Elite Four, like I did, for no other reason than you just didn't hit everything. You know, you left some experience on the table. God damn, what the fuck? And when that limited experience that you did go through, like mandatory battles, or not you go doing any random encounters, is divided 6 ways, then you end up with a team that's pretty underleveled, you know, and at a disadvantage with the Elite Four. So that's about the only thing I can think of, really. Jesus, this fight's annoying. That's smart of me. Then also kind of in the same vein of fluff versus crunch is also like the necessity to evolve things, you know? And I think that's a byproduct of Gen 1, where everything felt immensely linear, you know? Not just your adventure, but the growth of your Pokemon. Then to the point where some people struggle with this guy can fuck a rake. Like if you do a randomized challenge and you pick something that occurs later in the game, like in Cinnabar or Seafoam Island, and it doesn't learn anything till like level 30, well, that's why. You were never expected to actually encounter it before level 30. Well, that level range. Stuck these ducks. So what I was saying is, there's no reason not to evolve your mans, if you have the means. Now, some, you just really don't have the option, particularly the trades, right? If you've only got one cartridge and you can't really find anyone who wants to sit down and trade with you, you're not going to get, evolved guys. But there's it's really hard to make an argument for keeping your Gloom, a Gloom and not a Vileplume, or your Pikachu not making it into a Raichu or something. Basically because you don't get any advantages to doing that. There's only one, and that's you get moves quicker, slightly quicker. At an earlier level, right? And that's about it. That's about the only reason that you would not evolve your mans. Or if they just didn't learn anything, like Staryu or Executor, you keep it around as a lowered man, so that when you finally did get to the point where you can evolve, they've got a good move pool, But I'm very much someone who likes first stage of Pokemon, not final evolutions. Oh my god, stop. And I feel like we're all kind of bunched into this sphere of insecurity where we have to have if you were to sit down and have one of your favorite Pokemon players draw what the ideal team would be, they would probably draw 6 fully evolved Pokemon, and it's nothing wrong with them. It's just how these games have kind of conditioned us to think, if you don't have a team of 6 fully evolved Pokemon or even legendaries, then you're bad at this, You don't know what you're doing. When it's actually more of the opposite. If you have 6 fully evolved Pokemon and you're doing competitive and most of those are in fact legendaries, you're seen as using a crutch, it's not nearly as respectable. Like his back sprite. So I don't know why I'm falling asleep so quickly. Just cannot keep my eyes open. Let's try going down this way. That's definitely not the right move. Okay, great. Fantastic work, Bagman. Fool. Whoa, that's rain. Jesus. That's a lot of rain. Alright, I forgot to do that. Might just cut this off at an hour tonight, just so I can get a good night rest. I've kind of been neglecting that lately. Well, I say good night. It's already 11:30. Good night would have been starting at like 8. Well, Jesus Christ, you can fuck off with that. Come the fuck on. Really? The fuck, man. Let's get him steam. God damn it. I'll stop. Oh my god. Can he do it? No. So fucking silly. That's gonna be it for me. Sorry, I just keep falling asleep. I'm gonna try and call now, get a good night's sleep tonight. Hopefully have more juice in the morning for tomorrow night. So, anyway, just a short little stream, but hopefully I'll learn something a little bit more about how to make oodles and oodles of cash. So, good night.